Ardsley High School's 10th annual wellness fair isn't just about maintaining good physical health. It's also about achieving a sound mind.
It was really important for me to have a day that was just truly devoted to emotional and physical well-being.
This year's theme, Wellness Around the World, brought in a speaker from the world of football, New York Giants wide receiver Brandon Marshall and his wife Mishi.
My life started to spiral out of control.
After a string of arrests, including assault, theft, multiple accounts of domestic violence, Marshall hit rock bottom in 2011.
At the beginning, I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. The best way I can describe borderline personality disorder, it's an emotional disorder.
Marshall then revealed his diagnosis to the NFL and sports world, becoming one of the first professional athletes to talk about his mental illness.
We're in an interesting time right now in sports. You just look what's going on in basketball, right? You have DeRozan, a few weeks ago, he just sent out a simple tweet like, man, sometimes this depression gets the best of me, and it turned into this amazing wildfire, right? A positive wildfire. And then you had Kevin Love talk about panic attacks. So guys now are aware and more conscious and bold. When I stood up and talked about what I was going through in 2011, 2012, in front of the whole world. I remember I had this presser and all these cameras in my face. So like, this is what I'm dealing with. The last 3 months I was at McLean Hospital. I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, and this is what I'm going to do moving forward.
The Wellness Fair also wanted to provide students with resources within the community that could help their emotional and physical well-being. From pet therapy to exercise, these were all the tools Brandon Marshall told me he didn't have when he was a teenager, and it caused him to suffer until he was diagnosed at 25 years old.
You know what? There's this thing called mental health. It's the opposite of mental toughness, what you guys are getting taught in sports. I think that I would be in a different position, a healthier position.
I feel like in society we tend to underestimate athletes. We're saying they don't have the capacity to expose the things that are wrong in our society, and I think he brought up a really good point. He played a role in kind of taking away from the stigma that exists that he was talking about. So I have a lot of respect for him for coming and doing that.
Marshall believes teams can do more for their players.
What's interesting is that we say 80% of the game is mental and 20% is physical, but yet we spend all of our time on the physical. I truly believe that right next to our strength and conditioning coach's office need to be a mental health specialist, a clinician, a sports psychologist right there. Because if the game is really mental, then we need to start working on that a little bit more.
At Ardsley High School, Tina Servasio, Fox 5 News.